start off with like a bass beat, like bow, 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 bow. And you do not have to participate, but if you do, that's great. And then someone else will jump in and be like, cha, cha. And someone else will be like, pizza, 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 whatever. And we're just gonna do that, and we're all gonna come together, and then we're, I'll conduct, and then that's gonna warm us up. Okay, does anyone want to start us off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, fun.
Thank you. I'm not quite sure what the directions are. You're supposed to pick someone. You're supposed to pick someone.
Thank you guys so much. Give yourselves a hand. Fantastic. One of the best ones we've ever done. Should have recorded it. Would be a hit single. Okay. All right. We're gonna jump into my idea now. All the rest were, I don't know, incepted. Okay. This next thing, like I said, I don't know, came up with in my living room. Can't believe that I'm doing it for a crowd. But basically, Stu and I together are about to, with your help, brainstorm a musical. And we're gonna write this musical together. And the lyrics don't really matter because we'll workshop them, in post, and we'll cast this thing. And we're writing a musical that's going to be the next Tony Award-winning Broadway musical, okay? That's happening right now. This is the think tank that is coming up with this musical together. I don't know how to describe the show. It's something like that, where you'll see. Yeah. But before we fully begin, you're gonna you should love him already, but you're gonna learn to love him even more. He's gonna be, your best friend by the end of the night. Give it up for Stu James! The man, the myth, the legend! All right. Some of you heard this, it was my one-woman show. He's a man. So, count it. All right. Let's just do this thing. Time for starting. Great. Fantastic. You're going to film it. I don't know. Great, you're filming. Oh, thank you. Okay. I'm about to black out everything that happens next. Where do you guys want this musical to take place? What do you want it to be about? Anything. I just yell things out.
St. Louis, Missouri.
St. Louis, Missouri. What else? Shoes. Anything, guys. The more I would love for you to participate as much as you want. You can yell at me this entire night. What else? Rainbows.
The children's department of an H&M.
Shoes, rainbows, H&M children's department, St. Louis.
Helmeted bike.
Helmeted bike. Well, okay. All right. Remember the things you said. That's like plenty. Let's just rainbows, shoes, H&M children. We're gonna be in a mall in St. Louis. I've never been there. We'll see. I might need help. Okay, we're at a mall in St. Louis, and then we're in the children's section of an H&M to start. Maybe we're gonna run around H&M. As I brainstorm out loud, you guys, if you don't like where I'm going, yell at me. Just tell me to go another way. We're in St. Louis at a mall. We're in St. Louis at a mall. We're gonna pull the rainbow in later. We're in a shoe store. We're next to an H&M. We're actually, is you want it to be a story of a specific shop at the mall, or it's like the mall story?
Cinnabon.
Cinnabon. Do we want it to be the story of the Cinnabon? Or the story, Victoria's Secret? Now I'm just hearing like
That's
where you
better.
guys shop. Yeah, what was that I get there?
Children robbing the mall.
Children robbing the mall. Yes. I think we've, okay. All right, it's a gang of children. Have you guys read The Thief Lord? We're gonna be going off that. That was a favorite book as a kid, and these kids just live in Venice and they steal things, sort of. It's a long story. I recommend it. Anyway, we're in St. Louis. No. Integrity, remember the magic trick? Okay, do we want to hear about the gaggle of kids who are stealing from the mall? Okay, so where do they live though? Are they like an orphanage? They all live with their parents? No, I think they meet up. These are like kids that just like go to school, but they like meet up to be like Greece, but they're kids. These are like middle schoolers. These are middle schoolers that meet up and they're like, we're gonna go to the mall today and steal things? Like, yeah, Jimmy, yeah, what are we gonna steal from now? Probably the H&M kids section? Yeah, let's go to Cinnabon. These kids? I think we just jump in, okay? They're meeting somewhere in St. Louis. They're meeting at Gateway National Park. Cannot believe that's a national park. We'll come back to that. They meet there. Let's just hear what they have to say. This is all the kids, and they're like all walking forward. You see them all, backpacks on and everything. Jimmy, you're our leader. What are we gonna do today? You gonna go to the movie theater? Or are we gonna steal all the things that we can from the St. Louis Mall? I'm Jimmy and I'm in charge. I'm only 4'6", but I'm large at heart. And I decide what we all do. Maybe just today we'll go to the zoo. Jimmy, I'll do whatever you do. Jimmy, I'm here, you know I'm here for you. Jimmy, I'm here for you, but it's not that it's true. We're all here for it. We're here to do whatever you want. We're creeping around St. Louis, we're like a haunt. We do whatever we want. And at school, we're the ones who taunt the rest. We're the best. And maybe we won't go to heaven, but we got plenty of time to fix this. We're only 11. Something like that kicks off the show. We meet the characters, a ragtag bunch of 11-year-olds who, for whatever reason, which we have yet to establish, are gonna rob the mall. Stew now, right? All right, I named him Jimmy, but we can change the name. What's his name? Ralph. His name is Ralph. Little Lord of the Flies, but we're not. People might wonder if we were making homage to Lord of the Flies. We are not. We came up with Ralph on our own. You guys are welcome to name the other characters, but yeah, Ralph. We need a clear leader in like a Little Rascals way. We've got Ralph. Who else do we have? Patrick.
Tommy.
Okay, all right. Tommy, Patrick, Ralph.
Ross.
What was that?
Lance.
Ross.
Lance, Trixie, and Adolfo. Okay. Okay. Lance,
Trixie.
Trixie. I'm Lance. I'm Trixie and Adolfo. Okay. We'll meet them all. All right. You guys can remind me. I got Lance, Trixie, Adolfo.
I know. Isn't that hilarious?
Lance, Trixie, Adolfo's trouble. Okay. Okay. Lance, Trixie, and Adolfo. We have Patrick, Tommy, and Ralph. These are a lot of characters to keep track of, and I don't know that we'll develop all 6 of them tonight. But we will for Broadway. Okay, they're all 11. Some of them go to school together, some of them just play soccer together. I don't know. They live in the same neighborhood. Maybe they're all neighborhood kids. Does this matter to us? No. Okay.
Adolfo wants to be a cobbler.
I got a question though.
Actually, yeah. Quick scene there.
How did Trixie get involved in all this?
We're gonna bring Trixie's backstory in a second. Adolfo, Jimmy's like, today we're gonna rob Journeys and other shoe stores. And Adolfo's like, why would we steal from them? We could just make our own shoes. Right, Jimmy? Jimmy's like, Adolfo, that's a stupid idea. We're gonna steal the shoes. Huh. But we could make our own shoes. Dun, dun, dun. Anyway, but we don't get into the whole story, but the audience is like, Adolfo's gonna become a cobbler, isn't he? All right, thank you for that. Okay, great. And then Trixie, we'll get to Trixie's backstory. She's the only girl in the gang.
Yeah.
She likes to hang
Oh, we love Trixie. Trixie's gonna have like a big solo second half. Okay. All right.
With Norton.
Pardon?
With Norton.
Who? Norton, the guy that from the, you know. Norton nears a new. Pardon?
Norton, who you robbed.
Norton, who? Okay. You guys want to come over here? I think we got plenty to start, but this is fantastic. I love this energy and I love this feedback. All right, but let's meet the kids from the same neighborhood, the gaggle at Gateway Park. Like, we've met some of them. We know their mission. They're just gonna go to the zoo today, but they're like Ralph is like, guys, remember how fun that was when we went to the mall and we like shoplifted from all those stores? We might as well be like Ocean 6. Yeah. Oh, we're high five. You know, that's yeah, chest bump. Yeah. Trixie's like, whatever. Trixie's like too cool for this game, but somehow, you know, they're in the same neighborhood. Oh. Maybe Trixie's like someone's little sister. We'll come back to that. All right. I think we just see this opening number, and they all, like, in the opening number, they, like, you know, do go to the zoo that day, and you get introduced to these characters while they're at the zoo, and then at the end of that opening number, they're like, all right, see you tomorrow. And they all go home, and the set of the backdrop is, like, the neighborhood. They all, like, go into their own homes. You know, it's like the Sandlot. They all go home, and then it's, like, the next day they're gonna meet up again, and now next day. Or actually, it's Ralph's story, because it's Ralph's later. Ralph's in his room. That's what this music's telling me. This isn't playing with his toys.
She doesn't have any up there.
I just love to play with toys. But I gotta prove myself to the other boys. And in my head I know that it is a big deal. And yet I gotta act like I don't care whenever I steal. Every morning I go to school, and I just want to learn, but I gotta earn their respect by being cool. Yeah! And so it might not be uplifting, but I have found myself and my friends all shoplifting. That's the way it goes. Sometimes nobody knows why, especially not my parents. I can't let my parents know. After school, where do I go? And if only they knew that it wasn't with their money that I bought these shoes. I just walk out of the store. When I want something, I just take more. And I know it's not right. And I know that I might have to give it up one day. But not yet. Not yet. I can't forget. I've just yet become cool. And all these friends I have, I would just regret it if I left them now. So how can I juggle all that I need with the caution that I should heed? It's a bad deed. Indeed. One day I'll be afraid. So we've established Ralph's got got a good heart, but we understand the motivations. Cool. Okay, great. Other characters, like, we're gonna get these little vignettes from them too. But now we're all gonna join together and, immediate next scene, Ralph, you're like, you just found him, like, almost likable for a second. And then it's like, cool, like, curtain opens back and it's like, what are we doing today, Ralph? We're robbing everything. We'll take the lot. Cinnabon is dead to us. And you're like, Ralph. And everyone's like, Ralph, you're so cool. But as an audience, you're like, what the, dude? You were just like having a moral dilemma about this. Anyway, does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. So we see that scene, and most people are on board. Trixie is Lance's little sister, and that's why she's there. We'll get into that. But to answer your question, Lance, that's why Trixie's there. Great, okay, so, but basically they go and we see right away, probably with like some dramatic music, we just like see, like it's not a song, but it's like this fun dance number where the kids rob H&M children's section, So it's like, hey, welcome to H&M. We got trendy clothes and stuff. The kids are like, cool things. Do you need any help finding anything? No, we're good. And you just see that, and then it's like the dance. Shine with their dancing skills. They all kind of went to different sections of H&M. You saw it all, and then they like leave, and they're like at the front of the stage, and all holding their backpacks out.
Yeah.
So, they are highly organized crime for 11-year-olds. Okay. It's like they get out of the mall and Ralph's like, what's the haul? How much did we get from the mall? Great. And they're like, oh. And he's like, no, you guys, this isn't the children's, none of this will fit. Whatever. I don't know, but mostly it's pretty good, but he's just like, we can do better. It's kind of like, come on guys. When we rob this place, we are looking for the best shirts. I don't know, whatever. Or you can be happy with them. It's like, fantastic haul. Everybody, hey, Patrick, Tommy, right, these are the names? Trixie, Lance, Adolfo, yeah, it was Adolfo, Trixie, everyone, yeah. And they're all perfect, yeah. They all walk across. Another great, you've graduated on tomorrow. We're gonna steal from Nordstrom's. Okay, moving on up. All right, you've proven yourselves, kiddos, and great. Okay, the kids, ragtag group, they're great. We love them. They're all lovable because they're 11, even though they're thieves. And I'm gonna just call you guys out on that. You were on the side of all these kids, weren't ya? Just for being 11, even though they're thieves, but they're robbing the big stores, okay? We're taking from big capitalism, so that's fine. Do we like that? Just checking in with my audience, okay, we like that. Yeah, they're like mom and pop shop. Ralph's like, we don't steal from mom and pop shops. And they're all like, this is why I serve you, Ralph. Anyway, great. Okay, I think there's a conflict that can go from different places. We can have different villains. Mall cop, moms, dads, teachers, strange other bully guy, just complete conflict within themselves.
Adolfo.
What's the money for? Well, they're not making any money. They're just stealing. You think they're selling this stuff? Yeah, these neighborhood kids from the Sandlot fill their backpacks and then they go farmers markets and they're like kid-made stuff. And people are like, huh, is it? Made by a kid? Well, that's very artisanal and hipster and cool. I'll take a kid-made thing. You know, it's not child labor. It's artisanal children made. Hold on, the children in the audience have the suggestions. Yep.
Is child labor, and that's like the whole thing.
H&M.
It's a reflection on the child labor behind the scenes of H&M.
Do you guys know how brilliant kids are these days? Yes. Okay. Claire. She's in high school. It's fantastic. Okay. Yeah. So this is a commentary on child labor. You know, it's like that's an undertone of this entire thing for sure. Sorry. Obviously, that's also an undertone. Yeah, it's right. It's well, but here's the thing: we stan the kids being entrepreneurial, and also like, you know, we just hate big corporations. Yeah, we're undermining big corporations. We stan children entrepreneurial spirit. And we're anti-H&M. Those are the three. Specifically, we're breaking down H&M in this musical. It's called H&M's Going Down the Musical. Okay. But seriously, where do we want to see the biggest conflict? Who of these villains do we want to explore at this moment? We can explore many of them over the course of this whole thing. Pardon?
It needs a song. Sweatshop Kids.
Sweatshop Kids. Okay, yeah, so, okay, you know, here's the thing. There's a moment, they're in their clubhouse, they're in Ralph's treehouse. Or actually one of the other ones has a treehouse. They're in someone's treehouse. Patrick, thanks so much for letting me in your treehouse. Thanks, guys, I know that's the only reason I'm in the group. It's for my treehouse, but it's worth it. I love being in this group, even though I know it's just because it's treehouse. Great. Here we all are. Anyway, Ralph, the floor is yours. Thanks, guys. I know that you all wonder why we do what we do. But if I told you it was to counter child labor, that would be true. You might only be 11, there's not much we can do. But there is one thing, and I'll tell it to you. We can steal from these major corporations. Would be a sensation if 11-year-olds were sweeping the nation. Just stealing products from places like H&M. They're not our only target, but I do want to target them. These sweatshop kids across the world, they don't get to have fun and have life unfurled the way we do. There's just a little bit of perspective for you. God, Ralph, you really are a great leader! Anyway, I hope you're still with me, and if you had your reservations, I hope you'll forgive me. We're obviously on the right side of history. Are you still with me? We're with you till the day that we die, which is hopefully about 90 years from now, give or take more, depending on if we've addressed immortality by then. We believe in science, and anything can happen. We're basically post-Gen Z. We don't even know the name for our generation, but we are ready to sweep the nation, stealing all the things from H&M. We're in this together. We're in this together. Kids around the world and us are just two birds of a feather. And we'll rob H&M, whether or not anyone can tell us that they are the ones that are the worst. Doesn't really matter, we have a thirst now for stealing, but it's also good that they're bad. Okay, great! Ah, yes! And that is somehow the rallying cry of the kids. And they say that in the tree. And Ralph says, I'm so glad you're with me. going, guys. So we addressed the sweatshops. We're not going to address it anymore. We've understood that that is a piece of these amazing kids' motivation. Okay. But who's the villain? It could really be whoever. I mean, manager. Oh yeah. Actually, you're right. We've heard a lot from the kids. Let's just do a quick scene at H&M, and it's like they're in the shop, and it's like. I'm the manager right now. Who's this character? I don't care. Name him. Sales associate Pam. Pam? Pam, tell me the numbers. Pam, tell me the numbers from last month.
23% down.
23% down, Your Majesty. 23% down. Do you mean to tell me somehow that doesn't make any sense? That would have to mean that we lost more items than we sold. Captain! Majesty, Captain, that is what I think it means. I'm looking at these numbers, and they do not add up. It's as if the backpack's full of cloths somewhere. Our fabrics, our shirts, our shoes, our pashminas. They've been our belts, our socks. We're missing inventory. Pam. Not only do we have 23% down, but we're missing inventory. You know what happens when we're missing inventory! And the guys at Cinnabon are meanwhile like, I'm pretty sure H&M's gotta be missing inventory again. Anyway, we don't really care about the Cinnabon, but they're like, you know, that's just to emphasize the volume of that interaction. But we are, Captain Majesty. I have no way to account for many articles of clothing. We'll have to call national headquarters. No, in fact, we have 3 days to get them these numbers. Or we'll all lose our jobs and our heads. And worse, our 40% employee discounts. Great. So, Captain Majesty, I think we understand their general vibe. And then Sales Associate Pam, I think that we actually have some sympathy for this character, right? Even though they've sold out and are working for H&M as a sales associate. But I think probably we're actually gonna save them, but I shouldn't have told you that. But that's what I'm thinking, maybe. We'll see if it turns out that way. Okay, so we've seen them. And Captain Majesty's gonna be like, what we need to do is retrieve it. We'll review all the tapes. And then it's like, you know, Pam's like, okay, I will. And it's like, Pam goes back to the break room and it's like, no, I'm just kidding. Just folks, we're terrible for you. But Pam's like, look, we're missing inventory. What do you mean we're missing inventory? You know what happens to Captain Majesty when we're missing inventory. I know, we have to review the tapes. Do you have the tapes? Where's the security guard whose name is? Steve. What did you say? Lance?
Lance.
You guys have... No, Lance. Alright, Steve Lance. Call Steve Lance. He goes by Steve, though. Steve! We can get Steve. Did you guys call for the security guard? Yeah, Steve, you're doing clearly a terrible job. And we're missing an inventory. We need you to review the tapes.
And Lance is Steve's kid, so his name is Lance.
We're gonna take that on board. Thanks. That is a fact. It might be an Easter egg that just the deep fans of this show know, but maybe it will reveal itself. But we'll find out. Okay, great. Well, normally I throw the tapes out, but I had just But I'm supposed to throw the tapes out actually after 24 hours. But I've always kind of hoped you would need me one day, Pam. So I keep them for you. What? I mean, it's protocol for me to keep them. Do you want them? Yeah, we can. Do you want to review them together? Sure. I mean, we need to review. Let's just review them. Captain Majesty, we're good at 3 days, 30%. I need this employee discount. Okay. Sick. I'll make us some popcorn. We don't need popcorn, Steve. We're watching security tapes. Okay. It's just nice to be here with you. Okay. So they watch the tapes. Okay, great. Do we want that? Do we want a little... Okay, the high schoolers wants it. There's a little dynamic interest, I don't know. But it's not the point of the musical. They watch the tapes and they're like, how did we miss this? And they run it back and the music kind of like plays in reverse sort of thing. And you see the whole... But they're putting it all back in the, because it's in reverse. No, we don't need any help, thanks. Okay, they're like, what the? There's like 6 kids that just robbed us on Monday, Tuesday. What? Steve, you're terrible. That's crazy. That is really crazy. How did you miss that? And then we go one more time, maybe where you saw the first time. But as this whole thing's happening, Steve is there, and he's standing at the door. And he's just looking at Pam. Pam's at the register. Kids are just stealing H&M blind, and Steve sees none of that. Anyway, that's the explanation. Does that work for people? That's good. Right. So then it's like, okay, we have an answer. We know it's the kids stealing it. They've got the inventory probably. And it's like, how are we gonna reach these kids? So how are they gonna reach them? With song. Oh yeah, we're gonna host a big party at the mall. H&M's like, hey Cinnabon, hey shoe store, we've got an idea. We're gonna attract the kids. It's gonna be like a carnival at the mall. We're gonna have deals for kids clothing. Hey Gymboree, hey Gap Kids, everybody come along, and we're gonna have like a Ferris wheel. We're gonna do it. We gotta do it stat. So they do it. Okay. They plan it, and all the kids are like, oh, party at the mall. And they're also like, this is gonna be a lot of inventory, and you know where I'm going with the story. And it won't even have to get more. They're gonna pull the inventory out for us, and it's gonna be pretty dope. We're gonna go there with lots of hope, and nobody will say no. But how are we gonna get there? Well, we'll just take the bus. So the kids make a plan. They're like, Ralph for the man. Ralph is like, I stay at the mall. So they all go to the mall, and the door works, and they fall for it. And then we call security. And that's kind of how that one goes. Okay, here. Alright, so that's how we got the kids there, okay? So this did happen. We watched it develop. This was already being traced. Maybe honestly, when we were, workshop this musical, they already knew. Different stores around the mall were kind of putting it together that maybe someone was stealing from them, right? There's heists happening all over the mall, So Cinnabon had already been we feel like we are losing 1,000 pretzels. Where are all these pretzels going, Jenny? Oh, I don't know where I'm just selling them. Anyway, but it's all of these different stores have kind of been yeah, I think we're losing inventory, but no one's really put a name to it. And then H&M is
We got
this, like this was a big enough problem. Like our headquarters are the only headquarters, our corporate's the only corporate that's like breathing down our necks enough that we looked into the tapes and we figured it out. That's the kids. So it didn't take long to be like, hey, all you big business, we gotta like get these kids. And so they're all like, yeah, you mean it's kids? That's all. Well, that checks out. These kids. There's always this one kid who comes by and it's like, oh, well, which pretzel do I want? And then it's like, slart or something. It's very stark. And then we're like washing the and then meanwhile, you would see that scene and all the while like, Adolfo's like, wow. and all of Cinnabon's like, oh my god, you can't do that. Meanwhile, all the other kids are like. So there's, that's been happening all over the mall. So it checks out when they hear about this, they're like, oh, it's the kids. So everyone's down, they do this event at the mall. The kids are like, perfect, but they're gonna walk into the trap and they don't outsmart it because they're 11. Suspend disbelief, okay? I know how smart kids are these days, but they fall right into it. They're gonna outsmart it. Maybe one of them, maybe Trixie's like, but what if it's a trap? And her brother was Lance or Patrick, whichever one her little brother is like, shut up, Trixie, you're only with us because you're my little sister. Well, okay, may that be a lesson to us all about listening to women. Okay, all right, great. Yeah, great. And listening to our little sisters too, specifically. Okay, but no. Anyway, that's not the point. Okay, so.
Trixie needs a song.
Yeah, actually, just Trixie can sing right there. Let's do it. They never listen to me, but I believe that one day they'll see. I've got better ideas than those boys. When they go home, they just play with their toys, and when I go home, I write at night. Those boys, they never listen. But I'll get my revenge when I write them into my fiction. And when I speak, they don't listen, even though I have better diction. Yeah, that's, I guess, my affliction. My vocabulary is so good that I know that they should listen, but maybe they just don't understand. Anyway, I'll get them back one day. I'll write about it all. Don't doubt it at all, even while I help them at the mall. I'm just doing it for a story, of course. I'm doing it for myself, of course. I'm doing it for my readers, I'm doing it for the theater, and one day they will see that I will be their leader. I will be their leader. Does that work for Trixie's story? And give it up for Still. Chilling music. Trixie's going to California. Oh yeah, because they're in St. Louis. One day, LA, or even better, SD. Anyway, okay, great. So what if it's a trap? It's not, you're dumb. I'm smarter than you all. La la la. We're gonna go to the mall anyway because we follow Ralph in the meantime because we're still 11 and we haven't learned any better. Okay, so they go to the mall, so do all the kids. There's a fun scene at the mall and everyone is like being nice, but like we know the trap is coming, I guess. And so, Master Commander, Champion Majesty of the world, the children are coming. They're coming to the mall today. They're almost here. Excellent, Pam. What will we do when they arrive at the mall? I mean, obviously I have a plan, but what plan did you have? We'll just compare them. We'll just see if they have the same thing that will validate me, but it's unlikely you have my plan. I'll just hear yours first, though. Well, I just thought we'd, grab them. Just how you identify the ones from the video and you get them all cut and just pluck them. And I don't know that we can detain children. We'll probably get our best guys on it in terms of fact-checking this musical, but if we can, that works, and if not, what's another idea, Pam? What? We'll get them to confess. Should be more witch. We'll get them. We'll plant. Oh, I hear what you're saying telepathically. Yes. Ancient witches, assemble! No, thanks for that. Absolutely not. Okay. We need a kid as a plant to get them to confess. What we need is a know-it-all, brown-nosing teacher's pet to turn them in. Where can we find them like that? Well, there's one of them that we reviewed the tapes. They all would steal shoes, except one. Only one would not steal shoes, and I think we start there. Okay. So, anyway, whatever. I don't know. Something that happens like, you there. How to react. An old witch approaches you at the mall. No, it's like, no. I have an idea. Shoes and cobbled shoes. Peach cobbler shoes. Oh. What? Someone who really likes shoes might love these shoes. Hey, miss, ma'am. I love shoes. Sure, Stu, why not? I could tell by looking at you, you're a young gentleman who would appreciate a fine pair of artisanally made, leather-bound, wood-cobbled cobbler shoes. Aren't you, you strappy young lad, you? Pam is like, we'll workshop where she's from. That is me. I love shoes. I love shoes. I especially love the cobbled kind. Well, young man, if you want to learn the trade of how to cobble these cobblery shoes, you'll have to learn the secret of the rainbow. Who remember that? The secret of the rainbow will teach you how to make these cobblery shoes. I've never even heard of that, so you wouldn't have. It was a test. You wouldn't have. It was passed in my family, not in my family. But I'll teach you but only under one condition, and it is that you must find those who would wish to steal shoes and turn them into the authorities, and then only then can you learn the secret of the rainbow cobble. Does he sing? He would. We just won't do it, but he would. Yeah, I'm not gonna, but he's gonna have a whole moral dilemma song, and also like Pam is, and Pam's gonna be like, I can't believe I'm tricking these kids, and like, I feel bad about this, but what if I don't get the Majesty Commander the stuff that she needs, and what if I lose my employee discount for all of us, and I don't really want to be doing this, but like, feel that I must, but I just have to trust in the system. And even though no one will ever listen to another idea, it's fun, blah, 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 blah. That song. That's the song. Wait, okay. So, cool. Moral dilemma. And then it's like, so Adolfo is like, hey guys, I got the perfect store for us to steal. It's this artisanal cobbler store. They're like, Adolfo, you're down to steal shoes? Let's do it! And they're like ready to go, and then Adolfo's like, they're all going, and then Pam like sees all the kids coming, and then there's like probably some kind of a moment which is like, you know, Pam is deciding, I don't want to get these are just kids in trouble, and I lured this kid, and that feels weird, and like, I don't, you know, and is it worth it? Is H&M worth it? No. But, and then Adolfo's like, oh my god, these are my friends, is it worth it? I want to be a cobbler, but is it worth it? And this is like all happening, and they're gonna like reconcile this, and like, Pam's gonna end up on their side, okay? And it's I mean, I can like sing it, but the idea, there will be a song where it's like, it's like, Adolfo's like, no, I can't do this, you're my friends, I was about to, and Pam meanwhile's like, oh my god, like that display of friendship is so beautiful, like these kids are too great. Oh, and we would have established Pam's backstory. She never had friends like this, she always wanted it, and then they're like, you can be in our gang, I don't know, but they win her over somehow, and it's like, you know what? The Majesty Commander is like not worth it. Like you first of all, like, I'm not a cobbler. You're not a cobbler, you know, and they reconcile this, and then the kids are like, you were gonna turn us into the authorities, to the mall cop? And she was like, I was, and we were gonna confiscate everything, and like, I'm so sorry. You know, you guys are such a sweet group of kids, and Adolfo's such a sweet kid too. He just wants to be a cobbler. It's so beautiful, and I can't. I'm turning in my H&M badge tomorrow. I promise. And they're like, you're such a cool adult, and honestly, you're just a teenager working at H&M. You're like 17. Like, this is your first job, and like, you know. And Patrick's like, you're kind of hot. She's like, you're 11. and Steve's like, just kidding, Steve's not in this. But they're like, we don't want you to lose your job. Like, we want to help you. Like, we still have all the t-shirts and the pashminas and the belts. We'll give them back to you. We don't want you. And she's like, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just put it all back, and then I'm gonna quit. And then, I don't know, something like that. And then she's with them, and the whole gang goes back, and they take their backpacks back, and it's like, everyone's at the party at the mall, so H&M is like closed off, and they're just, you know, putting everything back, and everything in the mall, it all goes back, everything's back on the shelves. How did it all get back on the shelves? Where's the put it back by the button now? How did it all get back on the shelves? Well, you'll have to figure it out yourself. Everything goes back to its rightful place, and the kids get to leave the mama in disgrace, and we all got to save face, and we all take on H&M later. That's how it goes. And we see them all come out, and it's Dan, and everyone is happy, and the kids are hanging out, and the moms are like, we could use a babysitter. And Pam is about to be flush and babysitting. And Majesty Commander's like, it is all back. I have no one to punish. If I have no one to punish, perhaps I'll just pursue my real love, which is watercolor painting and the harmonica. There were so many other things I wanted to do, and I will do them because I don't work any longer at H&M. idea. Next one is May 15th, and follow Just Trying to Make Friends show on Instagram, JTMF Show. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you.